Hello everyone, it's me, Tommy here. So today I'm going to talk about some games of one of my favorite consoles ever, the Nintendo 64. I had this console back in Christmas 1999 when I was 8, and it was still a great console, and it was actually my childhood console. I had fun playing with this console and had good memories with it. So let's start on with the collection, shall we? Now, first off, we on my collection we have Mario Kart 64. This is actually one of my favorite Mario Kart games ever, and it was actually good. It's got a good soundtrack, good looking courses, and good selection of characters. And next up, we have one of the best games of all time and one of my favorite games, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This game has got a great storyline, great soundtrack, and epic boss battles. And this is actually my favorite Zelda game of all time. And then next up we have one of the best-selling Nintendo 64 games of all time, Super Mario 64. This is the first Nintendo 64 game I got, but this game was bundled with the Nintendo 64. And it's got a good soundtrack and many other cool stuff. And the graphics do look really nice. And this is one of the best Nintendo 64 games ever made. Next up, one of my favorite games is Lilac Wars. This game's got a good soundtrack, good story, great voice acting, and also this game gives birth to the do a barrel roll meme. And Rick May will be sorrowfully missed. And next up we have the one that started the iconic series, Super Smash Bros. 64. It was actually a lot of fun to play. And this game has got Mario, Link, Fox, and Pikachu, and other Nintendo characters. And And some of the other Super Smash Bros. Games like Melee, Brawl, Ultimate, and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS improves this game to add new characters, new levels, and more good stuff. And then next up we have Banjo Kazooie. It was a really fun game, and it was actually funny. Music is good, characters are good and memorable, and it has memorable levels. I was so glad that Banjo Kazooie joined the battle for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC. Such a memorable classic. And so we have Donkey Kong 64, a game that has got one of the best opening musics of all time, the DK rap. And it was a really fun game. You can't play the game without the expansion pack. Such a great game. Next up we have a fan favourite, GoldenEye 007. Well, the sticker was a bit messed up or scratched, but it does look like a good game. And the next one we have Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, a game that came out 2 years after Ocarina of Time. And that golden cartridge looks so beautiful. And I love the way how this cartridge turned up. Yeah, I really miss the days of coloured cartridges, but still one of the best games ever made. I like the story, I like the soundtrack, and I like anything on the game. Still great. Next up is Pilot Wing 64. Oh, I got this game from a friend. Yeah. It was a bit of an improvement over the original Pilot Wings. And next up is International Superstar Soccer 98, a game by Konami. And next up is Star Wars Rogue Squadron, a Star Wars game. Looks good, but a bit difficult, but looks okay. And next up is Madden 99, a rugby game. Extreme G, a racing game made by Acclaim, the company that produced Mortal Kombat games on Super Nintendo console, on a Super Nintendo console. Next up is F1 World Grand Prix, a racing game. It was a Formula One game. And next is Jet Force Gemini, a game that is published by Rareware, the company that produced Donkey Kong games and Banjo-Kazooie games. Next up is a tennis game called Center Court Tennis, Center Court Tennis, yeah. That was just a tennis game. And next up is a basketball game called Kobe Bryant NBA Courtside. That was one of the games I got from a friend. GT64, another racing game. Ridge Racer 64. And V-Rally 99. This game was developed by Infogrames. And FIFA 98, a FIFA game, another football game. And next up we have a hockey game, Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey game made by Midway, the company that made earlier Mortal Kombat games. And finally, we have another football game, World Cup 98. So, that was my Nintendo 64 games collection. And I had a lot of good memories playing on each of these games, and I do like the Nintendo 64 and some of the games. It has a lot of good. I had great memories with them, and it was still a good console. Well, I hope you enjoy my collection and you love my collection. So, if you want to see more of my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see some of my stuff, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. We'll see you next time.